Alright, so we're going to go over a couple things we're going to be using to wash the Jeep with today. And the first is the foam gun. Now, this is just a foam gun. I guess the other version would be a foam cannon. This actually connects, as you can see over here, it connects directly to the hose. I do not have I have an electric pressure washer. I tried using a foam cannon that the manufacturer makes. It's really not that great. So this actually works better than that does. Eventually I may get a gasoline power washer, but most people don't have that. They're better off using something like this. You can see this actually just connects to my hose. I've got quick releases on pretty much everything for my hose, for my fire nozzle, my sprinklers, everything. The other part that's a quick disconnect is up here. So this allows you to disconnect this, and you can just use this end to rinse the vehicle, and it connects back up really easy. On top here, you'll also see this is the mixer. So you've got different levels of the amount of foam that that can come out. I usually leave it in the middle, and then on the end here, you've got the end. You can vertical. You can do a vertical spray or horizontal spray. And again, these are all brass, so the adjustment knob, it's got some corrosion on it, but not much. And then, I don't know if you can see here, this actually shows the mixing positions for the actual nozzle. So I'm going to be using this. There's actually some product in there now. I'll have to fill the rest of this up with water, put some more product in there and fill up the rest of the water. And the other thing that we'll be using, this is an Adams product, and this is the foam wedge. It's got a neoprene handle. It's actually really good handle. Holds onto it very well. And then the sponge is just, as you can see, just tons of these little foam slats. And what it does, one, you can actually put some of the car shampoo, whatever car wash you're using, if it's Adams, if it's not, but you can actually put that in here, and then it actually it holds that soap, and it allows more suds to form, which of course the suds are good. It keeps the dirt suspended away from your finish, and allows you to wash the dirt away from the vehicle better. I've got a link to this on Adam's page in the description. The new one is red. There's no difference as far as the foam. One's not harder than the other or softer or anything like that. What it is they came out with this, and then somebody made a suggestion right after that it should be red because Adam's colors are kind of red and black. So they came out with the red one. So there's no difference in the performance of it. It will be a red color. Instead of I guess this is orange, tan color, whatever this is. But that'll be the two items. Of course, a bucket with a grit guard, but that's two items I use to wash. I don't use a 2-bucket wash only because, well, I use the foam cannon, so I don't really have a soap bucket. That's sort of my soap bucket. So I do have a rinse bucket with the grit guard in the bottom that I use, and I'll kind of scrub this off the grit, onto the grit guard at the bottom, keep all the dirt in the bottom of it. And that's about it. So let's get on to the next product. So two of the products we're going to be using right off the bat is the deep wheel cleaner, which will be actually number 1, and the rubber and tire. Now, this is, you can see the difference in the bottles. If I show the top, this one here is the actual Adams, well, not the Adams bottle, but it came from Adams. This is the 32-ounce bottle from Adams. This is one of the ones I bought online. And I bought it online just because I already had a lot of his products that I didn't need to rebuy a 32-ounce bottle. I'll put a link below to the bottles I bought. They were really inexpensive. I bought 3, I think a pack of 3. And I want to say they were like $7. It wasn't expensive at all. The deep wheel cleaner from Adams works really good on brake dust. Works really good on just all kinds of contaminants you get off the road. You're pretty much going to want to spray it on the wheel. Make sure they're cool. You don't want to ever spray anything on your wheels when they're hot. That's actually when you'll get, you know, depending on the strength of the cleaner, you could get etching into your wheel. Things could get really ugly that way, especially if they're clear coated. So make sure the wheels are cool. I spray this on all four. I let it sit. You'll actually see it turn like a purple, and it'll start running down. That's when you know it's starting to work. I also use a soft bristled boar's hair brush, and I'll bring that over. As you can see, this is just a real soft brush, and it's made for the wheels, so you're not going to scratch your clear coat. You're not going to scratch any kind of painted wheels, chrome wheels. Again, if you could feel it, this is just very soft. And what I do is I use this to agitate the product into the wheel. Make sure I get everything off of it. Just a real short handle. So the other thing you could use is this. This actually inserts into a drill, and what it'll do is it'll allow you to, it goes into a 3/8" drill, and as it's spinning, it'll allow you to get into the wheel, and it scrubs the back side of it. So it'll get into the back side of the wheel well, not the wheel well, but inside the back of the wheel, and get all the brake dust off the back of that. We'll not be using that today. However, another thing that Adam sells, and you can get this on Amazon as well. This is a wheel woolly, and it's just a handle, but this does the same thing. This will do the same exact thing that does, only that's automated. I mean, it's not automated, but it's in a drill. It's a little bit faster. This, however, this is just a real soft material here. Lets you get again into the back of the wheel and scrub in behind. Basically, you'll pass it through, and then you can get the back side of the wheel. So that's one other product that we're going to be using today. This is Adam's new tire and rubber cleaner. This actually works really well. I tested it on my spare tire, which the dealer, they put some kind of grease or something on my tires when I bought them 3 years ago, and I've spent the last 3 years actually trying to get it off of the tire. So this actually worked really well. We're going to test it. I'm going to test it again with you today for the second time. Like I said, the first time I tried it on my spare tire, it did work good. I'm going to try it again today on the rest of the tires and actually see how they come out. So this is Adam's car shampoo we're going to be using. This is actually what goes in here. I also pour a little bit into the wedge. I basically spread these apart, and I spread just a little bit of it into here. This holds it really well. Just adds to the suds, which aids in getting the dirt off of your paint. So you're not scratching, you're not just scrubbing the dirt around on the paint and, you know, scratching up your surface. This stuff works really well. One thing to note, you'll see suds. They don't last very long. I have very hard water here at my house. I'm working on I want to get a whole house filtration system in. It's not in yet. However, that affects the suds. Just like washing your hair in the shower, hard water, suds do not like hard water. So you might not see as much as you should. It's not a problem with the shampoo. I actually really like the shampoo. But just know that it's my water, not the Adams product. Okay, two other products we'll be using while I'm washing is the all-purpose cleaner, which I have in a big bottle. One thing you'll note, these big bottles, I use these for products that you end up using a lot of product for. All-purpose cleaner, it's a degreaser, it's an all-purpose cleaner. The wheel cleaner is the same way. You will use a lot of that, and I say that because, you know, it's going to take 8 to 10 sprays to cover a wheel. The tire cleaner, same way, especially my tires, the off-road tires. It takes a lot more product than if you were, say, coating the tire on a sidewall on a Corvette. This is their waterless wash. You can watch videos on it on their channel. It's designed to do the whole car as long as the car is not filthy. If you've got a layer of dust on it, or just that layer that gets on the car after a couple weeks of not being washed, you can actually use this along with their waffle towels to actually remove that safely. It's a very, if I get some of my fingers, it's very, I want to say oily, but it's very, there's a lubricant in it that keeps everything, again, just like suds do, from scratching your paint rather than just getting it off the paint. You're gonna want to shake this up really well and use the proper towel and just wipe in one direction. It'll get it soft. What I use it for, and what I use this for while washing, this I use for under the hood to clean up the engine bay. And as long as you stay on the engine bay, it doesn't take a lot. But I do use this just in and around where the hood latches and that sort of thing. The waterless wash, I actually use that on my door jambs. Not going to spray the hose in there, and get the inside all dirty. However, I'll use the waterless wash along with the waffle towels, and that cleans the door jambs up really nice. So I guess we're not going to be washing today. How you doing there? I live on a dead-end road, and there's not really that many houses, and it's unbelievable the amount of traffic that's driving down this road today. However, as you can heard earlier, the puppy again does not like thunder. So odd, we've got clear blue sky, however, not clear blue sky. Clear blue sky, not clear blue sky. H2O garden gloss. This stuff is magic. What it is it's a sealant slash gloss slash wax. It's a synthetic polymer that basically helps protect the paint. However, the way that you use it is when you're drying the vehicle. And there's a link below that actually takes you to the page, the sale page for Adams. As well, if you scroll down there, it'll actually have a video on how to use it through Adams. But you'll see it here. But basically, what you're going to do is you're going to take two microfiber towels. One's damp, so you're going to wet it, wring it out really well, and then the other one is a dry one. You're going to spray a little bit of this, very little, on the panel, and you're going to take the wet microfiber towel, go over the panel. When you do this, and I'm going to show you when we're washing the Jeep, you're going to see the water literally disappears. It just gets absorbed into the towel, but it's like sucked into the towel. It's amazing. So it aids in drying. There's no streaks. If you're doing it, I mean, my Jeep's white. If you're doing it on a black vehicle, it's the same way. It leaves no streaks. And then you take the dry towel and you just buff it off like you would. You're not going to see a film like you would if you're waxing or sealing your car. However, you're going to take that dry towel and just buff it, buff the residue off. But this stuff is magic. So that's going to be part of the drying process. All right, Adams glass cleaner. Everything that you buy from Adams is going to be as good or better than the generic, McGuire's, Turtle Wax, whatever the crap is that you're buying at not crap, but stuff that you're buying at AutoZone, Pep Boys, that sort of place. The glass cleaner, if you're going to make an order, I'd say get a gallon glass cleaner. It's not going to hurt you. However, if you want to save some money, if you want to just use, regular Windex on your windows or something like that, personally, I have not seen a difference as far as how their glass cleaner actually works. There might be a slight difference. I might have seen a little bit better performance from the glass cleaner, but again, it's not anything fantastic. Most of their other products are unbelievable. as far as, you know, their performance and their, not just putting the product on and off the vehicle. Things such as their buttery wax is just unreal. It's so easy and to take on, you know, put on and take off, even in direct sun. The glass cleaner I have found is not really so much. The only other thing I would say is like that, it's probably their all-purpose cleaner. I've seen stuff like Simple Green. That works just as well. So again, if you're looking to save some money a little bit, I'd say that those two products would be the place to try to save. However, if you've got the money and you're making an order, definitely. I've got a gallon of glass cleaner. I've got a gallon of glass cleaner under the sink in the house that I use for like the stove top and even on the stainless steel. Before I do the polishing on the stainless steel, I use the glass cleaner. All-purpose cleaner, same thing. I use that underneath the hood, and it works great. So the glass cleaner we'll be using obviously on the glass, on the windows, on the windshield, on the Jeep, of course. I've got the plastic windows in the back. I don't use anything on that. So this will be doing the glass. VRT, actually Super VRT. This is one of those products that I love. And I love it for a couple of reasons. One, the Super VRT is water repellent. As you can see, they had the VRT in the beginning. It would wash off in a heavy rain, like we just had. The Super VRT is water repellent. I'll actually put in a photo here. You can actually see the water beating up on my fenders, along with the paint. And this photo is actually 3 weeks after applying the Super VRT to the fenders. The other thing I like about it is it doesn't leave a shiny residue. It's not like the Armor All or a number of other things. I mean, some people do like that, and that's fine. I do not. I like the flat black, and that's why I love this product. It leaves, and we're going to get to this, if you could put it on a tire. Again, if you're using this on something like a Corvette or, you know, a Camaro, a Mustang, something with small sidewalls, it's great. You use one of their tire sponges, which I'll be showing you soon, and it leaves it just a flat, dark, deep black, like they're brand new, like just freshly clean, brand new tires. For my purpose, with the off-road tires, that gets to be a problem. We'll talk about that in a bit. This undercar spray, they actually call it undercarriage spray, but it smells like grapes. It's the best smelling pretty much any of the products. There's one other product that smells like baby powder. That's probably my next favorite. By the way, I haven't mentioned this, all of their products have a scent to them that's unreal. They all have, like I said, like this one's grape, there's a baby powder, one's a black licorice, which I'm not into black licorice, if you like that. Some of them do have, just like the glass cleaner's got just a cleaning scent, but most of them are really nice. The detail spray is like a cherry. So the undercarriage spray is, I want to say it's something that I can't believe somebody didn't think of before this. You could use Armor All for this. This is a kind of an oily substance. However, when it dries, it dries a flat black, and it dries. It's a dry product. You can touch it. It's not going to leave oil residue all over your hands. This product, as you can see here, you spray into the fender wells. On my Jeep, I spray the underneath, even the rear axle, the shock boots, all that sort of thing. And it just leaves everything so nice and just deep black. Adams In and Out spray. So this is one that came out, worked great, and then due to I believe it's EPA, they had a problem with the aerosol, which, I mean, they've cracked down a lot on aerosols. Adams found a way to re-engineer it, reformulate it. It's literally just a spray can. And it just a spray. This is the one that actually smells like baby powder. But what it is imagine the VRT in an aerosol form, a dry aerosol form. When you spray it and it lands on the car, You're going to want to use it on black plastic. This works great for not so much my current Jeep. My last Jeep, I had an SRT8, the Grand Cherokee. It had a honeycomb plastic grill, and you couldn't get in there with, you'd be there all day trying to get in there with your fingers with a sponge or something with VRT. This stuff, I was able to spray it on, and it just blackened everything. It's very dry, so if it does get on the paint, it doesn't leave any kind of residue on the paint. You can leave it there. On my current Jeep, I use it on the door handles, as you see. I use it on the hood latches, as you see. The bumpers and the fenders, the big flat areas, I just use the VRT. I can use the sponge and get the VRT on there. It's a little bit faster. If I use the in and out spray on something like that, I'm gonna be wasting a lot, a large amount of it. It's not worth it. I also use this for some of the hoses and all under the hood. Especially the corrugated hoses. Again, something that's going to be hard to really get at with the VRT and a sponge. It's easier just to spray it on. Total interior cleaner. So this is something that I would say a lot of people probably use Armor All products for inside, for your dash. If you've got vinyl seats, if you've got a console, it'll work on leather as well. Leather up steering wheel. I've got the leather steering wheel, the leather gear shift, that sort of thing. For actual leather, they have a leather cleaner and conditioner, which I have a link to below as well. You're probably better off using that, especially the conditioner. The cleaner will work on the leather to get it clean, and then the conditioner will seal everything in. So you're better off using those products on your leather seats. Everybody's got to keep driving by that. I'm telling you, I live on a dead-end street, and there's just a ton of traffic. However, this product works great. It's actually got an anti-static property to it. So, although I haven't necessarily seen it repel all static or all dust, it does actually. It tends to eliminate a lot of the dust buildup on your dash and console and that area between the steering wheel and the gauge cluster. All right, last but not least is the tires. Now this is where I've come to this is the only place I've had a problem with the Adams product. So this is what I used to use. I used to use the tire brush or the tire sponge and the VRT. So what you do, and you can kind of see that the sponge is almost, you see where it's been saturated with the VRT. Put the VRT on a sponge, kind of spread it around, and then you would just rub the sponge onto the tires. That's great if you've got like I said, a Corvette, a Camaro, a Mustang. It does not work well with my tires. So, as you can imagine, the sponge doesn't last long when it's going over those big lugs on the sidewalls. On top of that, it's just not easy to get the product into all those crevices. So, I kind of did away with that, and I went another route. And that is this. Now, I say, yeah, it's VRT. Same thing you just showed me. Only the last model. It's not. It's actually, and you can kind of see that it's not mixed there. This is 1-to-1 mix of water and VRT. VRT mixes very well with water. You can see it's in there. And what this did is it allowed me to spray the VRT on, gets it all into to mist. So it's getting into all the cracks. I'm not using the sponge to spread it around. You can see. Just FYI where that's spread. This is suds. This is the product down here. It's mixed. It's actually mixed very well. I don't know if you can see that. The problem with this is when I spread the VRT on with the sponge, it leaves the tires perfect. They come out a perfect flat black and a deep flat black. When I spray this on and just leave it dry, they come out shiny. and I just despise shiny tires, especially when you've got a sidewall that's as big as mine. It just looks stupid. If you've got, you know, the thin sidewall on a low profile performance tire, again, Corvette, Camaro, Mustang, it's not, it doesn't bring your attention, all your attention to the tire. So it's not bad on something like that. But when you've got a sidewall that's 10 inches tall, it just looks ridiculous. So Adams finally came out with an actual tire product. And this is probably about a year old. Tire Shine. There's a couple ways to apply this. And again, got links to the product page along. They have the videos in there. Both ways to apply this come out shiny. Too shiny for myself, for my taste. So I bought this, which is just a cheap Mother's actually tire brush, and it's flagged, so it's soft. It's not a real tire brush that you'd use for scrubbing tires. This is going to be fine if it hits the wheel, whether you've got a painted wheel, a chromed wheel, whatever. It's not going to hurt the wheel. So what I end up doing is I spray this onto the brush, and then I go over the whole tire with the brush, and that leaves them looking pretty much the way I like them. Still just a little bit shiny, but fine as far as that goes. However, it does take some work because now I've got to use this to work the product into the tire. Now, what I did, and Adams fans, Adams, forgive me, I bought some of this. As you can see, it's actually still in the wrapper. I literally just got this product yesterday. It's from Chemical Guys. It's the first product I've ever bought from Chemical Guys. I don't have a problem with them. I watch their videos all the time on YouTube. They've got a lot of what seems like good products. They've almost got too many products. They've got a product for a white car, a product for a black car, 4 different, degreasers, 5 or 6 different tire dressings. I kind of like Adams, everything's simple. You've got a car wash, that strips the wax. You don't have 14, you don't need 14 different car washes. So, and this is their Silk Shine, dry to touch, sprayable 100%. This is supposed to be a spray-on product. You don't need to, wipe it down with a sponge or a brush or anything. It's supposed to leave a flat finish. So, what I figure we're going to do is we're going to compare not just the performance but also the look of actually the 4 products. So one, I can show what the differences look like for you guys, but we can also judge on ease of application. Also over time I'll check back and give you guys an update on how long it lasts. If you really have unlimited funds, spray this on. This will leave it completely flat black. Probably won't last that long. And this stuff's not the cheapest thing, so you're probably going to use a can. I mean, if you've got a tire the size of mine, you're probably going to use a can on every tire. But we're going to use these. So what I figured, I've got 5 tires, the 4 tires in the spare. So what I'll do is I'll use this on one, and what I'm thinking is I'm gonna use this and this with my brush. So it's gonna get knocked down. It's gonna be as flat as it can be. I'm gonna use this with the sponge, and then I'm gonna use this just spraying it on, because that's my end result. I want a product that I can just spray on. It'll get into, and I'm very fine mist. It'll get into all the crevices, all the lugs, everything. None of these products really run. If you put enough on, it will. but I want to be able to spray the product on, leave it dry, and that's it. That's my end goal. That's what I want. If this doesn't get me that, I'll probably just, I'll use what's left in it, you know, or possibly give it away. I'll probably just go back to using this, and along with the brush, which has been getting me pretty close to what I want. So that's the products we're going to use. Again, all the products that you saw here, plus the the brushes, the sponges. I will be using the tire sponge, the in and out spray, the wheel woolly. If I find my lug nut brush, I'll be using that. The lug nut brush is just a circular brush. It's about 1.5 inches in diameter, and basically it's just, like I said, it's just used to get in and around the lugs on your wheel, to get the dirt out of there. And the sun's back out. Maybe we will end up washing today. Sun's back out. Things are starting to dry up, but South Florida, never know. It could end up pouring again in like 2 minutes.